to cordless drill. Okay, there's two types of cordless drill that we carry in the shop. We got your impact and you got your drill. The difference between them two, we'll go in more detail. But the size wise, look at it. Look at the size. This is a lot smaller, this is bigger. Now, this right here, it's an 18 volt. I mean, different brand makes so many volts. So, construction trade, I like Milwaukee, spending for the money. I like Makita, I like DeWalt. But I don't really care as long as it's not that expensive to me. Because sooner or later, the more you use it, it's gonna go, you end up buying a new one later. Now, going back to the impact one, where would you use this? You would use this when you're screwing legs, screws, or anchors, something like this. I wouldn't use it on. Just gotta get the right setup to hook onto this. Now, the impact, what it does is that you gotta pull this sleeve out to unlock this apex. See, the apex has a groove here. That there gets locked inside. If you just push it in, it's not gonna lock. You gotta pull the sleeve out, put it in, then it locks. Okay? That's the difference between that and the drill. I'll show you the drill in a second. Now, these are apex, what they call them. You can always change it, put another bit in there. This here, if you see something like this, it already has a locking system. You don't have to put this on here. Okay? It already has a locking system. Just pull the sleeve out, it locks it in. Now, if I was gonna take a drill hole and this don't have it, put this in, ain't gonna do nothing. You see what I'm saying? It should not lock. We seen people do this, do not make no sense, okay?
I've done it before. I'll tell you why.
Okay, just because you want a longer extension, it just don't make, it's just funny looking when you put this in here. Okay, now, impact. We'll fire it up. We'll show you a demonstration of what it's used for later. Right now, we're just gonna go over the details of it. Going to the drill. This has a forward and reverse too. Okay, forward reverse. Okay. Then it has a light. Most drills don't have light, so make sure, if you buy the new one now, they all have lights. I'm positive about that. Otherwise, mine's go. These are 18 volt. They don't sell these no more, to be honest. 18 volt for DeWalt. They go into 20 volt. Now, this here's your drill. This here's your first and your second gear. If you're drilling bigger drill bits, I tend to use the first. Two, it's a higher RPM. It'll probably drain your battery a lot faster. 1 and 2 is the only one they have. Okay, 1 and 2. This is a torque setting here. If you don't want to drill a screw in too deep, you can set this. Okay.
It's mostly this. The settings are, it will stop its action when it gets to a certain tension.
Yeah.
So with the finished screws, you want it on a lower setting. If you're screwing in bigger screws, you want to put the torque on a higher setting. And then it also has the drill setting.
So same thing, has a forward and reverse right here. This one here do not have a light. Okay, forward and reverse, same thing. Like I said, the newer ones all have lights. Now going to the charging station, the way you charge this is that you can press this right here on the battery, pull this out. Okay, some of them slides too, but this brand right here, it clicks on from the bottom, press this, pulls it out. Now, you put it on the charger. When it's flashing, that means it's charging. You see the flashing red light? That tells you it's still charging. Now, if I put a different battery in there, let's pull that out, put this back in there. Now it's flashing. Give it a second, because that battery should be fully charged. See, I told you eventually it was staying solid. Now it's charged when it's not flashing no more. Now, in my conclusion is, if you're a homeowner, like I said, buy a Ryobi, test it out. That's what I started out with first. But now I own a Milwaukee and a DeWalt.
I'm a DeWalt.
Okay. I use either one, whatever's a better price. But if I was going to use, the common one I would use the most is this. Okay. If you can control your pressure, you control your hand, you can use this in most jobs. They're a lot lighter than this one here. Okay, it all depends on what you use it for. Yeah, this one would come in handy if this was built with a hammer drill. We talked about in the other video about our Bosch hammer drill. These drills here, they come with a hammer drill. Okay, when I buy, you can buy a set like these too, for like maybe 180 bucks for DeWalt brand. But this one here, this brand here, do not built in with a hammer drill. The newer one, the 20 volt, comes with a hammer drill. You can do the same work as a Bosch hammer drill if you're not doing so much. If a couple holes is fine. Right. But otherwise, it all depends on the bit too. As I do a lot with the bit. Spend the money on the bit, it'll get through the concrete if you got a hammer drill bit in it. I would rather use the impact on most of my jobs. They're a lot lighter, easy to control. For the people who has heavy finger, this will be the best job for you.
Right. One thing, when you are loading up the regular drill, just take the bit, make sure that this is open. You can see how me spinning this, it opens the hole. Okay, you want it big enough. You want it big enough so you can get your bit in there, hold on to the bit, as well as hold on to the shaft, and then put it in forward, and it'll grab it. You want to make sure that it's sticking out straight and not cocked. Let's see if I can get it cocked. Oh, maybe I can. Make sure it gets in there straight.
But keep in mind, this goes up to 1/2 inch.
Right.
Okay? You can use up to 1/2 inch. What I mean by 1/2 inch is the thickness of the bit itself. This opens up to a 1/2 inch. 1/2 inch diameter for a bit. So use a 1/2 inch
Point out
bit.
the bits too when you're using the bits.
So this here is a Phillip bit. See the difference between that? People using it wrong, that's what it looks like.
This is a stripped bit.
Yeah.
Right here. You want to make sure you have a good bit in your drill when you're using it.
We'll go into details once we start using it.
Okay.
But otherwise, yeah. That's a strip bit. This one's fairly decent right here. This here's a torque bit, but a star bit, okay? Common use T25s.
So you also want to check the head of your screw. Does it have a torque head, or does it have a Phillips head, or does it have a slotted head?
A lot of people, I'm not gonna name no names, but they go like this, I don't know why. Then they put it in here because they want a longer extension. It don't work that way, people. Okay, common sense when it comes to certain tools. But they sell them.
If I don't have one, you can actually get around a stud.
have a bender like this, I'll show you.
If you don't have one, I've actually used it where you had to get past a stud. And so if you get longer, the longer you extend it, see how that's bending? I can actually use it for there. So I have done it before. See that?
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I know, I've got one too. I should bring in my ace.
So what do you really think about size opinion on extensions there, Beth?
Sometimes he doesn't know what he's talking about.
This right here is all, I like this tool the most, okay? No more hand screwdriver, no more old school stuff. This is the best tool. If you're a homeowner, carpenter, this is the tool you want right here, impact. This one would be the second. That's about it on our cordless drill.